Hi, I'm Nicholas Burtner with School of Permaculture, and today we're doing something really exciting. We are halfway through our permaculture design course here in San Marcos Lake Atitlan in Guatemala, and behind me you can see this wonderful group of students that we have with us. What's up, guys? And we also got an amazing natural builder who has been so gracious to come in and help us with the course and show us some of the techniques. This is Charlie Randall here. Man, thanks just so much. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
So what he has us doing right now is making some earthen plaster, and he's going to kind of tell us the steps to go into the earthen plaster, and if you wouldn't mind telling us, and also how you incorporate the prickly pear cactus.
Sure, I'd love to. Well, we have the three main ingredients of any earthen plaster, which are your clay, which we have down here. This is partially broken up, so we take our clay and we pass that through our sifter as a 2mm mesh, and break that up, and that comes through all fine underneath. We end up with a bunch of that. We also have horse poop, which I get from local horse stables up the hill, and again I pass that through, sift it through to break up the clumps. The idea with both of these, they got these clumps, so we want to break these clumps up to break them up nice and fine. The horse poop we're using because it has fibers in it. The clay we're using because it binds it. It brings in the water and binds all the sand, which is the third ingredient, which is this stuff. Again, all of this is sourced locally, naturally, from from stables and from the hillsides. The clay comes from the top of that hill, the sand comes from the top of that hill, comes like this as well. So again, we pass that through various meshes and get through so it's nice and fine like that. And once it's all fine and sifted, we mix it together in different proportions depending on which layer of plaster. Now I've got this massive, unfortunately it's right at the top of the mountain, but it's excellent clay and it's loads of it.
Goteando ahí abajo.
Está bien.
And you pretty much know the consistency that you want.
Yeah, you experiment with that. You want it to stick, but you don't want it to be too wet. If it's too wet, it will crack. But those are the three essential ingredients of almost any earthen plaster.
So that's really interesting. So part of that natural building is to find it local to you. You have local forward horse poop as well as clay, and the inside bend of every river. Every river, the inside bend will actually deposit sand. So he's able to get all of this very locally and very inexpensively.
And there's another fourth optional ingredient that again is inexpensive and local, and that's the prickly pear cactus, otherwise known as nopal, which is well known to Mexicans. It's a very popular food there, and in parts of Guatemala as well they use these fine pads like this. The thicker ones aren't so tasty, but they use the fine baby pads, chop them up, and you can make a nice stir fry with that. There's also a nice fruit that comes on the end of it, but we use it for plastering. We get the nice beefy, juicy ones. There's one there. Again, you have to be careful because it's got these nasty spines on it. These thicker pads, and they get even thicker than that. What we do is we chop them up with our machetes, we beat them in a bag is another way to do it. Using gloves, of course, all safety equipment, just like you see me doing. And we end up with a nice bunch of chopped up, sliced and diced prickly pear cactus. Cover that with water, leave it for a week, stirring it every day, and in a week you'll have this wonderful translucent goop that you can separate off from the green bits that are still left, again using the same thing, a sifter, this exact sifter, has many uses, and you end up this beautiful, it's like aloe vera gel, and this nopal or prickly pear cactus juice is another binder. It works as a substitute for the clay, and you can use that in lime plasters, you can use that in earthen plasters. With my earthen plasters, I find I use it more at the end of it. I plaster it with I make the initial mix with just water, plaster on my walls, and then I paint, once it's dried, I paint over with 2 or 3 coats of the goop that you get from this, and that seals it. It stops it from dusting, and that's a really great way to solve that dusting problem, which is very common in all the adobe and earthen homes that don't use that stuff. Not a lot of people know about this, and this stuff grows in great extremes of climate as well. So I'm planting loads of it in my gardens here, and eating it and making prickly pear cactus goop out of it. Basically, this is kind of a slow way of doing it. And just smash it up and make a big pile of the stuff. Mash it up like that, good, and then once that's all chopped up in pieces, just get that in there. I'm being very messy about it, as you get a bit more organised about it. Doesn't matter if a few bits go in there, because you're going to sift it all out later.
Hey guys, that's our tip of the day. Go to our website, schoolofpermaculture.com. Check out our tips. Come to one of our courses, hire a consultant. If you're out here at Lake Attee's land, come and find Charlie Randall in San Marcos and get a house built. So I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Would you just play a little bit of air guitar with me? You just like, you know, just can we really get into? I mean, just chin 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 chin. You're just all